Jacksonville made the biggest trade in this year's draft, leapfrogging up the board to the number 2 overall pick. And now the player they selected, Travis Hunter, is trying to make his own big move by becoming the first two-way NFL player since his former college head coach, Deion Sanders.
Off and left, looking for Sanders. Touchdown, Deion Sanders.
Hey Travis, this is James Gladstone with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're moving from pick 5 to pick 2 because you're the one we've been hunting up.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision.
Travis Hunter is not just a rookie stepping into the NFL spotlight. He's a phenomenon. A living contradiction to the specialization era, Hunter brings to the Jaguars something almost mythical: elite-level production on both sides of the football. In a league obsessed with roles, rotations, and load management, he defies the model entirely. And now, Doug Peterson has one of the most intriguing puzzles in modern football on his hands. How do you take a two-way marvel, a player who thrives as both a lockdown corner and a dynamic receiver, and integrate him into the rhythm and rigor of the NFL? It's not just about playing both ways. It's about maximizing his impact without burning him out, about building a scheme flexible enough to house a player who doesn't belong in just one room. Offensively, the Jaguars are already rich with options. Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Engram, the weapons are there. But Hunter brings something none of them do: unpredictability. He plays wide receiver like a former corner, which he is, meaning he understands leverage, spacing, and deception in ways that even some veterans struggle with. His routes are crisp, but more importantly, they're manipulative. He doesn't just run them, he sells them. Every stem is a setup, every break is a trap, and when defenders bite, he punishes. What makes this more fascinating is that he doesn't have to play 60 snaps to change a game. He just needs the right 15. Imagine a key third down, and Hunter motions across the formation into a stacked look. Defenses hesitate, the safeties shift. Suddenly a bubble screen becomes a 30-yard gain because of one man's presence on the field. Peterson doesn't need to overcomplicate it. He just needs to let Hunter disrupt structure.
And I've even gone as far as to say he could be Champ Bailey like at DB. My question is not can he play both sides, but if he's allowed to play both sides, will that be a problem? Or more importantly, is there some old school coach that's going to sit there and frown the whole time that he's sitting there playing both sides? And that in and of itself will cause chemistry problems with the team.
On the other side of the ball, the picture becomes even more compelling. Because while Hunter the wide receiver is a dynamic chess piece, Hunter the cornerback might actually be the more refined product right now. He's sticky in coverage, fluid in transition, quick to react, but patient enough not to bite. His ball skills are sharp, his recovery speed is elite, and his confidence borders on cold-blooded. He doesn't just want to defend your best receiver, he wants to erase him. In an AFC South that features a growing cast of receiver threats, from DeAndre Hopkins' physicality to Tank Dell's explosiveness, the Jaguars desperately needed a corner who can float between roles. And that's exactly what Hunter offers: versatility, aggression, and intelligence, all packaged in a player who's just scratching the surface of what he can become. Of course, the dream of a two-way NFL star comes with real concerns. The physical toll of playing both sides at this level is immense. The speed, the contact, the mental load, it's enough to grind most players down by mid-season. That's why Jacksonville is already planning a usage strategy that mirrors a pitch count. Hunter won't be a 100 snap per game machine. He'll be situational, selective, strategic. He might play 60% of defensive snaps some weeks and only touch the field on offense a handful of times. Other weeks, it could be flipped. The key is giving him the freedom to make impact plays without sacrificing his long-term health or development. You don't need him on every down, you need him on the right downs. Red zone, 2-minute drill, 3rd and long, 4th quarter heroics. That's when you call number 12 and let chaos unfold. Garrett Bush said something powerful on his show recently. This kid's not just doing everything they asked. He's beating guys who have been in the league for 5 years. That matters. It means Hunter isn't just surviving in camp. He's shining, competing with veterans, outworking receivers who've made a career in the league. And more importantly, he's earning respect in the building. When teammates see a rookie bouncing between DB meetings and wide receiver drills, staying late, learning both playbooks, and still outperforming, it sends a message. Hunter isn't chasing clout, he's chasing greatness. And veterans are noticing. There's already a name for it behind closed doors: the Hunter effect. The way practice intensity rises when he's involved. The way corners want to cover him and receivers want to beat him. Iron sharpening iron in real time.
It ain't about whether Travis Hunter can play two positions. It's about whether Travis Hunter playing two positions would lead to a championship.
So what does this mean for the Jaguars? It means they've got a player who forces evolution. A talent who doesn't just fit into schemes, he demands new ones. Imagine designing a game plan where your WR3 is also your CB1, where your red zone packages include a player who can line up in the slot on offense, and then 5 minutes later, take away a crossing route on 3rd and 7. That's not just versatility, that's revolution. And for Jacksonville, a team hungry to break through in a crowded AFC, that could be the edge that tips the balance. Trevor Lawrence has a new toy on offense. The defense has a new tone setter. And Doug Peterson has something even more rare, a player who can change the math.
Typically throughout this offseason, he was on one side of ball in practice, and he didn't flip-flop. Today he did, and he played both sides of the ball in practice today, and that will have to continue on throughout training camp, where he's playing on both sides of the ball and getting that mental and physical endurance throughout the training camp, because that's what he's going to have to do in games. So ultimately, we're building a foundation right now of both sides of the football.
The truth is, we've never quite seen this before, at least not in the modern era. Deion Sanders gave us flashes of two-way brilliance. Charles Woodson flirted with it. But Travis Hunter? He's stepping into a league that's more demanding, more analytical, and more physically unforgiving than ever before. And yet he's making it look natural, like it was always supposed to be this way. And maybe it was. Maybe he's not the outlier. Maybe he's the prototype. The blueprint for what comes next. And if Jacksonville gets this right, if they manage his snaps, protect his health, and unleash him in the biggest moments, they won't just be developing a star, they'll be redefining what's possible in pro football. So the question isn't whether Travis Hunter can play both ways. We've seen that answer. The question is, how far can he take it? And can the Jaguars be bold enough, visionary enough, to let him fly?